Hey y'all. So I'm coming to you with a little bit of a grocery haul. This month, I'm going to challenge myself to live off $1,000 for this month because I want to pay off some looming bills that have been driving me nuts. And unless I get determined and focused, they're going to continue just looming out there and take forever to get paid off. And I'm not about that. Okay. So let me show you, in order to keep my expenses or to live within $1,000 in this month's challenge, I got to keep my grocery bills as low as possible. So hence, I'm aiming for $10 a week, and I'll tell you, I've done this before, right? And so with me, what I've noticed is the goal is, so it's $10 a week or $40 for the month. And my best method with doing that is that you're trying to switch from, like let's say, initially maybe you have to start with foods that will fit into your budget and then, aim to get higher and higher quality. And my aim is always to buy things when they are um, on sale, but on really good sale, and then to stack up a lot. And then at the end, if you're doing this weekly or bi-weekly, or once every other week, then before you know it, you'll have a nice little pantry of items, and then you're able to keep the costs low. So let me show you what I purchased this week, and let me tell you the story of what I'm planning on making. Okay. Now, mind you, I do have a couple items at home. I do have brownie mix. I do have some eggs, half a carton of eggs. I do have like, I would say 3 or 4 slices of bacon, which I don't normally get, but I had a visitor this weekend, so I made a big breakfast. And then what else? I have some oil and I have a couple other things. Okay. But this is where I am. This is where I'm starting. And so I'm just going to be real time. I get frustrated sometimes when people do these $10 a week challenges, and that they haven't spent $10 in a very long time, so that they don't get it. Right. Or, I don't know. So where I live, there's a Kroger right next to me. And so what I did is, you got breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and some snacks. It started off with a 5-pound bag of russet potatoes. These were $2.99. Okay. And so what I'm going to do, and then I found this wonderful treat. This is $1, and it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 tomatoes and 2 avocados for $1. How fantastic. And if you're looking around, many times you'll see, like, they put, they'll put their produce on the sales rack, but not only do they put the non-organic, but they put the organic as well. So if you pay attention, you will find, like, most of the time, majority of the time, I buy all organic and on sale. You just have to look. And then when you do find a good hit or a good deal, then you load up. And it may not be perfect for a week's worth of meals, but you're loading up. And then it'll pay off in the end. I'll explain more later. But anyway, got a bunch of tomatoes and avocados. And then I found this post kielbasa for $1.46. Now, I found another brand, like the Kroger brand. It was cheaper, it's $1.29. But I typically wait till I find things reduced. I bought this one because this is just a little bit of a higher quality than the cheaper one. So I bought that. So this is my first protein. My second protein is this. I found ground beef, which honestly I never buy. I always just buy ground turkey. But it's 93% lean, 7% fat. Now, if you want to go even leaner than this, you can just strain off the fat, and then it'll, get you to where you want to be. Then I bought, so those are my proteins, this, and I'm trying to have fish once or twice a week. So I just went with your basic tuna because it was on sale for 79 cents in water. Okay. So, all right. And then I bought two of these hamburger buns. They will act as my bread. They were on sale for 45 cents a piece. This is the time, this is the situation where I typically load up. Now, my bread I held off on because this particular Kroger has bread for 29 cents. So I only buy bread when it's 29 cents, or in this case, I was really jonesing, so 45 cents, right? And again, same thing, you look to see, I try to wait and try to buy the best quality that they have on sale. And they do have organic breads and stuff on the super sale like this as well. You just have to pay attention. And then lastly, I always buy a little treat. So this time it was this. If I weren't so lazy, I would have walked to the dollar store, because then I could buy like, kind of little Debbie thing that would have lasted me 4 or 5 days, or maybe even a whole week. But with that said, oh yeah, and I spent $9.51. So what am I going to make? There's this really fantastic meal that my mom used to make all the time, and she was in town and we had it this weekend actually, and I've just been obsessed. So I want to make it again. Essentially, you need onions, tomatoes, hence the tomatoes, and I have a little quarter of an onion at home. I didn't buy it. And then a ton of potatoes, I would say 5 or 6, and you slice them. First, you make kind of like a ruse, I guess, and you put, I guess a ruse has flour in it, but this is onions, tomatoes, I'd say about 4 tomatoes, and then you put in paprika, right? And then you add your potatoes, and then after a while, then after about 25 minutes of it cooking, you add some kind of posca cabasa or some kind of, oh my God, it is so good. And it'll produce like 7, 8, 9 servings. And when I say servings, like I eat ginormous servings. So, I mean, a ton of food. This is dinner for a week. Okay. Now I may or may not put all 3 of these in there. I may save one or half of one for like a breakfast if I want to mix it up. The other part of this, I'm not going to use the whole bag. I use 2/3 of the bag, and then I'll have leftover for like making baked potatoes or hash browns or something like that, so I can have some of that in the morning as part of breakfast. I'll take one of these loaves of bread hamburger rolls, which is 8 slices. So I'm going to be making avocado toast with tomato slices. So that is fabulous. That'll be mostly my breakfast, and I'm aiming to do intermittent fasting every other day. But either way, there's 8 in here. So if I have one a day, I mean, 8, and then one left over. And I'll also have those leftover eggs, so I'll throw some of those in there. And then hamburgers. So I'm going to make myself some hamburgers with this. I'll probably make them, so that 16 ounces is 4 ounces per hamburger. What I may do is make 3-ounce hamburger patties, make them a little bit thinner, and then save a little tiny bit of ground beef, because I do have some pasta, and I really love, taking the ground beef, putting some Italian seasoning on it, make it into like my faux sausage, and then having the pasta, like maybe one serving, one big serving pasta with ground beef that I'll make taste Italian. So with that said, with that, this is with 4 servings, 4 hamburger servings, and got your breakfast, and then this is essentially dinner, and then this tuna will be at least 2 days. I'll make 2 sandwiches out of this. I mean, 2 days worth of sandwiches. Yeah, and then I do have some veg at home and stuff like that. So, yeah. So anyway, that's my plan for this week. I know that it's not really $10 because I have a bunch of leftover stuff at home, but this is where we are. And so I'm not going to make this artificial, like whatever. I mean, this right here is a lot. It'll last a while. I mean, this will last me a good week. This will last me a good week. I'll make all the hamburgers on the Foreman grill, and then save a little subsection, like I said, to make the noodle with the faux sausage. And then the other thing is, people are always like on these challenges, they're talking about oil, and I don't count oil if you have oil at home and stuff like that. One thing to remember is when you're cooking with something like ground beef or with sausage or with bacon, the old school way of doing it is you take all that fat and you pour it into a container. Let it be glass, some kind of glass. I recycle all my glass containers. Like if I get pickles, the pickle jar or the salsa jar and stuff like that, the ranch dressing, stuff like that. So I have a lot of these jars because I prefer to keep things in glass. So yeah, so I have that, and if you save that and then you can reuse that, I mean, you're golden. You got plenty of oil to, like, you don't have to worry, and you can save it, collect it, even all different types. Like you collect it, and then it gives it like this real rich, interesting flavor as you're utilizing it. And then that way, that'll get you through a couple of weeks. And then eventually, when you see oil on sale, hopefully it's in olive oil or something like that, then you can upgrade to the olive oil. But, and then if you can't, if you're trying to cook something and you don't have oil, what I do is you have a pan and you have whatever that meat is. I'll just pour in 1/4 cup of 1/4 or 1/8 cup of water, and then put a lid on it, and then so it's like it sizzles and it acts kind of like an oil. It'll cook the food, whether it's chicken, it'll really cook anything, even potatoes. It's not a boil, it's not a soak, it's just you put just enough and until so that it'll immediately like bubble off, and then you add a little more. Like you have to be really diligent and watch it. But anyway, yeah. So this is, I just wanted to share. This is my challenge for the month, and I'll let you know how it goes. I'll give you a lot of updates. But yeah, that's my challenge for the month is to live off 1,000 and keep my food expenditures to $10 a week so that there's plenty of money for other stuff. Okay. Have a great day and talk to you soon. Bye.